Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff, and welcome to Random Talks Unscripted. You know, when you are going through something that's really hard in life as a Christian, and you read the Bible for help, and you read a verse like this, it just starts out, in James chapter 2, talks about trials and temptations, and you read this, and you're going through something that's really hard, but it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters." You're like, "Oh yeah, that sounds encouraging." Then it says, "Whenever you face trials of many kinds." Well, when you're in the middle of going through something hard and you read that, you go, I'm like, close the book, I'm done. What in the world? Why should I consider it great joy when I am going through troubles? Listen, about 4 or 5 years ago, I went through something very hard in life. Matter of fact, there was a couple things that got really hard in life, and I got depressed. I didn't want to do anything. I was lethargic. I just didn't have no passion. I didn't enjoy the things that I loved to do anymore. There was more of a chore to me than an enjoyment. I tried to make myself do things and I didn't enjoy doing it. I would read this verse, I would read this, then I'd turn over, maybe, and I would look in John chapter 16, verse 33, then I'd read this verse, and it says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace." Then it goes on to say, "In this world you will have trouble." And I'm like, no kidding. I'm feeling that trouble right now. And when you're in a midst of trouble in your life, that's, basically where all your attention is. That's what you are focused on. That's all you think about. Your attitude's not right. You're negative about things. It's basically all you want to talk about. You want to, "Oh me, please feel sorry for me. Give me a pat on the shoulder. I need help." And you are struggling and you want help during that time. But a lot of times that help has got to come from something that's bigger than you are. Because the second part of that verse in chapter 16 of John, verse 33, it says, "But take heart, I have overcome the world." Well, let's look at this. Jesus is saying here that I have overcome the world. I'm bigger than your problems. I'm bigger than what you're feeling. I'm bigger than what you're going through right now. But when you are going through that, you can't see that side of that. Sometimes you don't want to see that side of that, and you want immediate relief. Well, a lot of times we don't get that immediate relief that we want. If we get something instantly, let's just take, for instance, if you have children, and I've seen this throughout my life, I lived long enough, and you probably have too, is that if you see a person that has never had to work for anything in their life, they don't appreciate it. If you have a child that has been given everything in their life and they're spoiled rotten, they grow up, they don't know how to handle life, they don't know how to handle things, they don't know how to handle troubles. One of the hardest things about being a parent is, especially for an adult child, is that you've got to watch that child grow up, and you know that they're fixing to make a mistake, and you got to allow them to make that mistake in order to grow as a person. You do that because you love them, you care about them. And the same goes for, us as Christian people, is that God does not always give us the immediate relief because there's something that He's trying to teach us. There may be a part of our life that we need to grow in, that we have not surrendered to Him, that we need to allow Him to teach us and what we need to learn out of it. The hardest thing to say and to pray is this, is, "Lord, I'm thankful for this problem I'm going through because I know it's going to help me, or it's going to allow me to help somebody else." We just want to say, "Lord, take this pain away. Take this fear away from me. Take this feeling away from me." And you know, the Lord loves us enough and He cares about us enough, just like we do our kids, that we don't always run to the rescue right off. Because the thing about, you know, things for us is that the things that we go through makes us stronger, it makes us better, and it keeps us from making hopefully the same mistake over again. Learning from the pains and different things in our life makes us stronger. You know, the things that used to really upset me when I was younger, or in different things, you know, like when I was a baby, and the first probably main tragic thing that ever happened to me when I was a baby is that I was learning to walk and I fell on my behind and I probably cried. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. But I eventually learned to walk. Then I eventually learned to run, learned to jump. I got stronger in everything that I was doing in life, and the same thing applies to us and our problems. You know, the things that used to bother us, it's not that big a deal anymore. We can let that kind of roll off our back. We can move on and move forward because we are stronger, and we get stronger with each and everything that comes in our life. Problems can do two things to us. Hard things in life can do two things for us. You can either allow it to make us stronger, or we can allow it to make us angry and bitter. And knowing that God, Jesus is saying here that He's overcome the world. He will walk through us in our problems. We can take this word right here, the Word of God, and we can read it. We can say, okay, all right, I know you've overcome the world, and I need you to help me overcome this problem that I'm feeling. That I don't live on what I'm feeling, that I live on what I know, that I don't react just on the feeling that I'm feeling right now. When I was in that hard part of my life, in that depression mode, I didn't think I was ever going to get out of that. I thought I was stuck because it was so hard and it was so heavy and it lasted for so long. But I knew I had to push through and apply this word. I had to make myself do some things that I didn't feel like doing. I had to work to get out of that depression mode that I was in, and that stuck part of life I was in. The hard part of that time in my life. You can do the same thing. Listen, you're depressed, life is hard. If you're sitting in the house, you're sitting in the office with the lights off, with the blinds shut, open the blinds, turn some lights on, get up and go for a walk. Get you a prescription to Siri or whatever, use the free version. You get you some good music, you get you some good podcasts, you get something in your mind, get your mindset changed. Listen to the Bible, read the Bible, apply it to your life. Even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Push through. God will meet you halfway. God will meet you there. What can you learn from this time in your life? What got you to that point in your life? Is it just life circumstances, or is it something that you did to get there? You don't have to stay put. He has overcome the world. Don't allow your circumstances and where you are being stuck allow you to forget that. You can be more than a conqueror. Learn from where you are in your life and move forward. Help somebody else. If you get involved in somebody else's life and help them, it'll help you get your mind off of where you are in your life. It sure will. Living proof of it. Just my thought for today. Y'all have a good day.